This is Ringler Radio, where you get all the latest news and information about settlement solutions, litigation, mediation, and structured financial security from Ringler, the largest and most experienced company of settlement consultants in the United States. Ringler has been helping injured people and their families since 1975. Ringler Radio is made possible in part by American General, Liberty Mutual, MetLife, Mutual of Omaha, New York Life, Pacific Life, and Prudential. Now join Ringler Radio host Larry Cohen.
Well, hello and welcome to Ringler Radio, everyone. I'm Larry Cohen, the head of Ringler's Northeast Operations, and we're certainly glad you could join us again today. Well, while most of you know that the United States insurance industry is the largest in the world with annual premium revenue of over $1.2 trillion, some of you may not know that Claims and Litigation Management, or CLM, is the largest professional association in the insurance industry. And at the recent CLM annual conference, a new initiative, the Universal Claims Certification Program, was revealed. And if you're an insurance claim professional or associated with the industry, you'll want to hear about this. And today we're going to get an inside look at it from AdamPotter, the founder and CEO of the CLM. Adam has over 20 years of experience in risk and litigation management. He's also the CEO at Business Insurance, a leading source of news, information, and data on risk management, workers' comp, and commercial insurance. So with that, welcome to the show, Adam. Glad you could join us today.
Thanks, Larry. Glad to be here.
And joining me today as my co-host is my Ringler colleague, Erin Eddy, from our New York City office. Erin has been with Ringler for quite a long time. In addition to her role in structured settlement, she's also chaired the education committee at NASTA, our National Structured Settlement Trade Association, and is doing a great job at that. So with that, Erin, thanks a lot for being my co-host, and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Larry. It's really great to be here.
Super. Well, Adam, in March, you shared some big news by announcing a new initiative, the Universal Claims Certification, or the UCC. It's the program with a goal of maintaining a uniform, high level of professionalism and consistency to protect the public interest. So why don't you tell us more about that? It's quite exciting, I'm sure.
So claims professionals today are typically licensed in up to 20 different states. And the reciprocity between states is horrific. It is time-consuming, it is costly, and it's aggravating. Not just the licensing part of it, but then the continuing education part of it. So what we've done is we've looked at all states that require licensing and formed the Universal Claims Certification, which is the highest standards of any state out there today.
Adam, you seem to have put a lot of development into the guidelines for this UCC program. Can you share the development process with our audience?
Absolutely. So we actually went through, there's 34 states that require licensing today. We went through each of those states and said, what is necessary? Do you need an exam? Do you need a pre-licensing course? What kind of continuing education do you need? All of those parameters by state. And we looked at those very carefully and said, now what would be the highest common denominator, if you will, that looks at all of the various parameters and sets the highest standards for a certification?
Well, you know, as new independent adjusters or company claim adjusters come into this process of claims as times go on, under the UCC program, what will this now mean for them? What will they have to do as they enter the business?
So it's relatively easy. In the future, it's one exam, one pre-licensing course, and one set of continuing education to go off of. So today, let me give you a good example. Today, if you're in Connecticut and you get your Connecticut license, now you need your Florida license because you're starting to adjust claims in Florida. You now have to go to Florida and not only get their license, but take their continuing education credits as well. So you're trying to maintain continuing education credits across the country, whereas in this case, if you had your UCC, you only have to maintain the UCC continuing education credits.
That's great. So for those that participate in the program, what are the actual benefits to those claims professionals, and what are the benefits to the public?
So to claims professionals, it's one common system that would be accepted by all states. So it's an easy easy to use, easy to renew process, and easy standards to obtain that are the highest level, if you will. The other thing I should point out is all companies can apply for UCC credit. So if Ringler has a great program out there, instead of going to the 20 or 25 different states that require continuing education and say, please approve my program for 3 or 4 credit hours, in the future they would just have to come to us and say, hey, please approve my credit hours for 3 or 4 credit hours. And that would be done. It would be done.
That's really a terrific benefit to have the continuing education be consolidated in one place and not have to have so many multiple iterations of it. And right now, Adam, 34 states require both independent and staff insurance adjusters to be licensed. So I'm assuming the UCC program is, as I think you've already mentioned, is going to help tremendously in that claims professional certification process.
Absolutely. We started this process a few years ago and went through various iterations. This year we actually started our lobbying and legislative efforts, and pleased to report that there are 3 states that now accept the UCC, or that will starting this year. Those are Alabama, Mississippi, and also Florida.
Well, and I'm sure you expect this to continue and steamroll as we go through time, and more are going to come on board to really buy into the process.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things we're doing now is we're looking at the industry to help us because lobbying and legislative efforts are not inexpensive. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at the industry for assistance financially to help get this passed, and hopefully we'll get there and get there very quickly. Because with the right funding, we can get all this done within the next 12 to 24 months.
Well, no question. And, of course, funding is always a key impediment to a lot of these programs coming into play. And we wish you a lot of luck with that. And hopefully we'll be able to help you. So let's take a quick break right now. And we'll be right back with more here on Ringler Radio with Adam Potter. We'll be right back.
This is Ringler Radio. Brought to you from Ringler, the nation's leading provider of fair settlement solutions. Did you know that Ringler is involved in 1/3 of all structured settlement cases in the country? Ringler advisors work with all the parties in a lawsuit settlement to find the best possible financial solution for the people involved. Everybody wins. There's a Ringler consultant in all the major cities of the U.S. No one has more experienced experts in the settlement business than Ringler. Check out our website at www.ringlerassociates.com for the best information for injured parties, attorneys, and claims professionals to find the Ringler advisor nearest you. When it's your interests at stake in a lawsuit settlement, you want only the best, most objective financial plan. You can count on Ringler advisors to create a customized plan that meets the financial needs of you and your family for the future. Visit ringlerassociates.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Ringler Radio. I'm here with my co-host, Erin Eddy, from our New York City office, and our special guest, Adam Potter, the CEO and founder of the Claims and Litigation Management Alliance, better known as CLM, and of course, he's also the CEO of Business Insurance. Well, Adam, the UCC legislation was recently signed by Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant and will become law, I understand, on July 1st. Can you talk to us a little bit about the legislation and obviously your quest for nationwide implementation? I think you mentioned Alabama and Florida and Mississippi. I mean, you have the Deep South somehow getting involved in this. Where is it heading from here?
All over is the answer. We're looking at the remaining 31 states. Some require continuing education, some don't. Some will require legislative work and us actually going and passing bills in the various states, and others we can do administratively. So our goal is to look at each one individually, determine which one is administrative versus legislative, and then start to proceed in every state that we can.
Just so that everybody has an understanding that's listening, what exactly do the claims professionals need to do to be certified?
To be certified. So if you already have an adjuster's license, you are waived from taking the CLM or the UCC exam and pre-licensing course. So you would apply online, and you would be given your UCC, your Universal Claim Certification, and we would be required to maintain 24 credit hours going forward of continuing education.
Well, Adam, with the UCC, it's going to require continuing credits and education. Who is offering these continuing education programs? Who is out there doing that now?
The nice part is how we're setting this up is anybody can offer those courses. They basically would look on our website, would look at the standards for applying for credit hours for their courses. So if an insurance company, a third-party administrator, a service provider wanted to offer a course, they would basically look at our website, see what's required, submit the information, and we would grant them UCC credit hours. So it won't just be CLM offering UCC credit hours. It will be, hundreds, if not thousands, of other companies as well.
Well, Adam, I know you're trying to get this UCC program nationwide, if you could. I know there's 34 states, and you've started, in the South. What, as you approach these legislatures, what are you finding to be some of the key issues that you have to deal with? Some of the impediments, some of the objections you might have to overcome? I know the legislative process is never sometimes easy, so give us a little bit of insight.
Yeah, I think the overall issue that we've had is just understanding what we're trying to do. And once people understand it, they believe it's a great idea as well, even from the state's perspective. Because as we've always said, is we're trying to hold people to a higher degree or a higher standard, and we're really trying to elevate the profession while protecting the public interests. And that's what this does. So as we're going through and talking with various states, the first is hesitancy because it's change. But then once they really sit down and understand it, they're actually mostly on board and excited about it as well.
Terrific. Well, I think every claim professional out there is going to want to get more involved in the UCC and find out more about it. It's going to be a big help to them. So what has been the overall reaction to the program by the claims professionals that you've run into on it, and what's the feedback?
Incredibly positive, right? Because if you think about how much money and time is being spent on licensing when we really should be out there helping people, it's incredible. So there's been a tremendous response. People are very excited about it, excited about simplifying it, but also holding the industry to a higher degree of professionalism as well.
Adam, given all of your experience and your work in the industry, what do you see are the next big trends in the next few years in the industry?
Well, there's a lot regarding automation, artificial intelligence, predictive modeling, and predictive analytics. And that's a lot of stuff to say. And there's a lot of things to talk about. The other thing it's quite, that is garnering quite a bit of attention is the Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles. All of that will have tremendous impact on the insurance industry.
I don't think there's any question about that. I think it's going to be a whole new horizon when these driverless cars come rolling down the road. And these adjusters, who hopefully are properly licensed, are now helping to resolve these claims. And, one of the biggest elements moving forward, when you talk about, modeling and robotics and some of those other issues, when it comes to the licensing of claim people, the uniformity and consistency of what the UCC will provide, I think is going to be a huge help in making all that happen. So I commend you on that. And with that, I'll say we've had a terrific show. I think you've brought something to the attention of a lot of our listeners. And if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, Adam, to learn more about UCC or CLM or anything else, how would they do that?
Yeah, best way is email adam.potter, Potter, at theclm.org.
Terrific. And Erin, if somebody wanted to contact you, how would they do that?
They can reach me by telephone at 212-513-1440 or by email at eeddy, so EEDDY, at ringlerassociates.com.
Terrific. And if you want to reach any Ringler associate around the country, just go to ringlerassociates.com. It's a terrific website. It's got a lot of great information. It'll even be talking, I'm sure, about some of the CLM products and services that are out there that Adam is so involved with. And I want you to know if you want Ringler Radio shows to listen to, and there's just a lot of them, you can listen on RinglerAssociates.com, RinglerRadio.com, LegalTalkNetwork.com, or you go to iTunes and download it right from there and listen at your leisure, and you're going to be able to listen to this show as well. So with that, I want to say thanks for listening, and Adam, thanks again for being a great guest.
Glad to be here.
And Erin, thanks for being a terrific co-host.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Terrific. And for the rest of you out there, go have a great day. Bye-bye.
The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer. Thanks for listening to Ringler Radio, celebrating more than a decade of podcasting and over 2 million listeners. Think of Ringler, the objective settlement advisors with more than 140 consultants in 60 cities nationwide. Visit RinglerAssociates.com today.